Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is Tuesday, April 28th, and we're over here by my Naquadah building. Reason we're starting off over here is because I was able to set up all the way up to Naquadah V. Previously, I was using Naquadah 3 fuel up here in this guy. I will say, as I constructed these, I did also upgrade the coils on the Naquadah 3 reactor to, or refinery I should say, to make it produce more when it does. I did not, however, upgrade the recipe yet. Right now we're still using tiberium dust, but you can use chromatic dust to get more of a Naquadah 3 output. However, I wanted to get the power up first before I did that, just because chromatic dust is very slow and is used in other recipes, so I'm already having other bottlenecks. I didn't want to just add another one on it, especially when I have so much tiberium. So the plan will be pretty quickly to upgrade, to change that recipe out, but that'll be basically once I have the other 2 reactors, I believe is what I need to get this rolling. I did use the wiki calculator to see how many reactors I would need for each step, and I believe I need 3, but I might go with 4 just so I'm making a surplus, because I do use the Naquadah 3 fuel elsewhere as well. Up here, this is where most of the work went into it for the Naquadah 4, which gets these, which are not too big of a deal, and then hypogen is the other ingredient going in. Now again, hypogen has a cheaper recipe that I am not currently using. If we look at hypogen, I am currently using not that recipe. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Hypogen plasma. No, it's just regular hypogen. Oh yeah, it's a fusion reactor. Excuse me. This is what we built the Mark IV compact fors. So at least we're making it faster than would be normal, where it's only, say, I don't know, it's like 64 parallels faster. So we are getting more, but it is still very slow. Eventually I will move to this recipe as well, but this excited dimensionally transcendent, this is the tier 4 essentially of this, the transcendent catalyst, and this is also very slow. And also you can see Molten Infinity, which is turned into by far my most major bottleneck over the weekend, which also need to speed up this. And then, yeah, once I basically need to speed up 3 of the 4 of these, and then probably even neutronium, but we'll see. Anyways, so that's basically why I'm using the lower tier recipes. I just got the coils in there for now, but I cannot craft more of these at the moment because I'm waiting on more infinity to craft more coils, but to get more infinity I need more power, so it's kind of in a chicken and an egg. But so right now I'm just very slowly pushing through Naquadah V. Now again, for the recipe over here, one of the things that did do a rookie move over on was this Arundum dust. Now Arundum, if you're not aware, is a weird one to try to find how to get to it. The normal way before you have access to the ore, which is the thing I forgot that I have access to the ore, is you have to make rundum plates via the forming press. So that's actually what this is, because that's not something I ever passived. I just had it patterned out. So I did a little passive line for it. However, it really was completely unnecessary, because that whole thing going through the plate is really only supposed to get you to the ore, and I'm just a rookie and forgot all about that. And we're getting plenty of this stuff through here, because currently I currently use, that's drone 6, drone 9's at 91 distance, which is the peak for Infinity Catalyst. So we're capturing Arundum in that. It may not be the peak of what we get, but we get plenty. So this unneeded, but it does make us separation catalyst, which we also need for this. So I mean, it's not a complete waste, but it's not the greatest use of time. Anyways, so that was really all that went in here, because all the rest of this is just dust that we get just piles of. And then the, like I said, the hypogen. Then up here for Naquadah V, it takes Naquadah 4, just like 4 takes 3. And then on top of that, it takes Infinity Dust, which I just have on a crafting card. And then it takes Heavy Redox, which we get from over in our redox processing area. So really, the only bottleneck for me currently for Naquadah 5 is technically Naquadah 4. However, if Naquadah 4 was like going faster, I would be waiting on Infinity currently with the way things are going. So that's what kind of led me on what I've been working on since then, because that was a bit of a bottleneck. So there were a couple different things that I tried to do, a couple smarter, quicker things to help with Infinity Catalyst, because for the Infinity, it's a couple things I'm hold up on. Now, I am aware that for Molten Infinity, there is this recipe using the B, which is what we're going to swap to as soon as I fix getting these guys faster, which we will get to, but I don't make this fast enough to sustain this for the sheer amount of Infinity we go through. And to make this stuff faster, we need the Transcendent Plasma Mixer. Now, what I actually meant to start the episode off by saying, my current, big goal to work towards is the Transcendent Plasma Mixer. I've done a little bit of stuff. I'm going to forget little things, I'm sure, as these episodes go on, especially as I'm skipping days where I'm not making, huge leaps in progress. But I did got through some of these quests, including, this Proto-Halconite Steel, which does also, despite its name, actually uses Infinity. I got all these patterns for the various stuff I need for this setup. But it ultimately is Infinity are laced with a molten version of that steel to make that, and then you cool it. So I've done little things like that, but otherwise for the Plasma Mixer, we need a ton of UIV circuits, which I need Infinity for, I think. I could be wrong there. I have to actually double check that. But we need pumps, and once we make one of these, it's going to make the rest of these real fast, because as you can see, I need 2 million of each of the different catalysts to make this guy in the first place. And like I said, this stuff's really slow. And the only really way to speed it up is with either spamming multi-blocks or really overclocking, and overclocking is the route I'm going to go. So I need power, but again, to get more power, I need to get more reactors. To get more reactors, I need more Infinity. So that's kind of the chicken and the egg loop I'm on. So like I said, I started to do little things to speed up getting Infinity Catalyst. The first thing I did was I have so many of these density squared things all over the place. I just keep hearing random explosions constantly. But anyways, the first thing I did was set up this centrifuge right here with UEV power, to go through the combs, which I've gone through and caught up now. So now I need to go breed more Infinity Catalyst bees. I was going to wait to see if this was faster, and it is. So I've got plenty of room in the Mega Apiary, so I just have to make a note to myself to go breed more bees so I'm getting more combs. Hopefully I won't need those for very long, because you only have a 25% chance of success, and this isn't very fast anyways. Now this little line I set up was also kind of a waste of time. I was just kind of curious to see if it would keep up, though. So what this is to help, the thought process was this was going to be the backbone to drill bits and rods for the space elevator. However, this doesn't even even with all this stuff running at UHV, this doesn't even keep up with a single space mining thing. So honestly, really the solution was to make larger batch sizes for the level maintainer for both drill bits and rods for specifically Naquadah alloy, because that's the stuff that's used with the Mark 9 drone, I should say, which is what I have now. want to say Mark 10 MX drone. Yes. Let's see. R10. Oh yeah, I had debated making just saving a lot of time probably and just upgrading to Mark 10 drones and using neutronium bits, even though that would be kind of sad to eat through my neutronium. Just because specifically for Infinity, the percentage of getting the Infinity Catalyst ore with a Mark 10 versus a 9 is nearly double. It's like 17% chance every cycle, so you get quite a bit more. However, the cost of Infinity for those guys is a little much at the moment because you need field generators, which means also circuits, sensors, robot arms, so more circuits and stuff. So with already bottlenecked on Infinity, this was not the route for me to go right now. The route for me to go instead was to finally start my plan of building more space elevators. Now, these space elevators, so my general plan is this one, which is my current one, obviously the one the closest to base. This one already has the infrastructure underneath it for computation. Like, it has a supercomputer down there, or quantum computer down there, and cables run, just not to everything. However, assembly machines and pumps don't need those. So my original plan was to leave this as the assembly machine, go mining and pumps over here. Let's see how good my aim is. It's terrible. However, since this already has a supercomputer, quantum computer, it makes more sense for me to leave this one as the mining drones, move assembly to this one, and then make this one the pumps. Now, let me sweep real quick so it turns to day, so we're not getting attacked by monsters. Not that they can do anything to us, but it's just more annoying. So you see, I haven't set up power or... It's one of my witchery witches. Hello. That's funny. Jeez, that guy took a lot of hits. So I haven't set up power over here, so I haven't set up monster repellers yet, as you can see. Oh, jeez. Of course it'd be one of the spreading ones. Apparently my aim is terrible. My goodness. Oh. My bad, cow. That's sad. I usually leave the cows and everything alive. Anyways. So I actually have the third one of these already constructed and built too, but I kind of wanted to... I thought it looked cool, so I figured I'd wait to construct it after. So this was how I went about constructing these two, because I ended up spending a lot of time trying to like slowly dig under here and not mess up the blocks and stuff, because I got a little overzealous with building this guy. So instead I cleared out the space first, as well as the tunnels to them underneath, and then construct them. The only thing that's kind of weird I noticed is, so you're supposed to be able to, at least according to the wiki, specify the motor in here, because the motors have different keys, but for whatever reason the motor does not seem to be a value anymore. So I do have to, basically I'll have to construct it, and then I just went through with a wand of equal trade to trade out the motors to the Mark II. I was going to go to Mark III motors because that's one of the quests, but again, same problem, Infinity. The rest of this I can actually do because we can make the dimensionally shifted stuff, and it's really not that much Infinity, so maybe I'll swap out the motors soon. I did take into account that the space for extending the sizes of these guys, but I'll worry about that later, since now I'm gonna essentially have 36 modules anyways, just from running 3 different space elevators. Now the tunnels, though, what I was working on near the end of the day, just getting everything ready. So obviously we've got the space down here, we've got these tunnels. The whole reason for these tunnels is I did go through, and I never had this side of the world essentially connected to this side on the tunnels without going all the way down here and around. It's just because of the water here, I never got it done. But now I do. So now I can hook up all these lasers, and I'm going to hook the power supply for those 2 space elevators up to my planned like laser network around the base. Long term, maybe that won't be the best idea, but I'm not too worried about getting to wireless stuff right now. The only thing that actually kind of paused me at the end was I really wish chunks were 15 by 15 because all the multi-blocks are like odd, and I thought I would be good, and I never really took into account the 15 by 15 in my overall builds, and like doing I know there's ways people do it to kind of keep it consistent. So what I decided was for like centering purposes, from 0, 0, which is right here, I believe, we're gonna, like, on each side, I was gonna do it like basically in the chunk, the closer to 0, 0. So like if it's on, like if we're in a quadrant, like say this is 0, 0, I don't think it is, but like I would do in this cell would be this way, this cell would be this way, yada yada. However, and that's what I was thinking in my head I did. However, I didn't do it with this guy. This guy is instead like one further back away from 0, 0. Same with this guy. This one, from the way this thing's pushed, seems to be the way I had intended, and then when I went and checked the rest of the tunnel, it was not. So I'm a little perplexed on what I did, or like what I was thinking. I might have just like thought one thing and then just kind of went backwards on it. Oh, one of the other little minor quality of life things I did was finally set up urethral glass. So like here I used to have reinforced glass, but now I can just come in and out of there. And I've only put it on one, but I was going to throw covers on here so all my random wildlife doesn't fall down into the sewer tunnel system and get stuck. But yeah, my general plan for the night and for tomorrow is to get power to construct this guy, which should only take a few seconds, get power to these 2, set up the assembly line one, or not, like basically the crafting one over here, set up the pump modules over here and pull them off, and then I've already crafted the mining modules and drone. Well, I've got some drones still crafting, it looks like. No big deal. Over here, and the whole reason for that is more mining modules gets me infinity catalyst faster, which should hopefully solve my infinity issue, which then I can so this is a general flow plan. Solve the infinity catalyst, get the Naquadah reactors up, get more power, use said power over in this building, which is where the Forge's catalysts are being built. Use the extra power over here, speed up all the catalysts to get 2 million apiece to get our first plasma mixer. Use that plasma mixer to get 3 more plasma mixers, and then implement the faster dimensional forge recipes, and then start looking at where to go next. But that seems to be the general thing, which it looks like to me the general go next will be hydrogen coils, as well as starting to work towards the Mark V compact over here, as well as set up components. But so basically all these 3 other things. But for the moment, transcendent plasma mixers where we're headed, and I think I've got a solid plan to get there. So I don't know if I'll have a video tomorrow. I'm thinking work might be a little busy, so if I don't, I'll have one Thursday. Hopefully it doesn't end up like last week where I don't have one till Friday, but it is technically possible, because we're going into my peak season for work, so there will be less time to play overall for a few weeks here, but it shouldn't last for too long. Kind of I think the same thing happened, or well, I know the same thing happened last year, and it'll probably happen again sometime near the end of summer as well. So we'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching. This actually was a longer video than I expected, but I hope everybody has a good day and potentially a good week, and I will see you one of the days this week. Goodbye.